What up, everybody? I am going to talk about Hollywood actor Liam Neeson. Not that long ago, back in February 2019, Liam Neeson, while promoting his movie Cold Pursuit, which is a film about a man who goes out to avenge the death of his son, confessed in an interview that 40 years ago, when he was living in Ireland, he was planning to kill a black man, any black man, because his female friend told him she was raped by a black man. Now, that interview just shocked everyone, almost everyone all over the country. And this happened, he made this confession back in February 2019. Now, recently, last month, March 29th, 2019, Liam Neeson felt the need to apologize again for those past racist thoughts that he had. Now, just to recap what he said back in February, apparently 40 years ago when he was, I'd say 26, because he's 66 years old right now, so 40 years ago when he was 26 living in Ireland, a female friend of his was brutally raped. And when this female friend told Liam Neeson she was raped, Liam Neeson asked her, did she know who it was? She said no. Then he asked her, what color were they? And she said it was a black person. And that's when Liam Neeson decided to take matters into his own hands, but he wasn't specifically trying to go after the man who actually did it. He was going to go after any black man he could find. Now, according to his interview, he said that for maybe a week or a week and a half, he would go to the black section of Ireland to find a black man to kill. As a matter of fact, in his own words, he said, I went up and down areas with a kosh, hoping to be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And I did it for maybe a week, hoping that some black bastard would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, so that I could kill him. So Liam Neeson went to an area where a lot of black people hang out, looking for someone, a black person, to kill with a kosh. Now, for those of you who don't know what a kosh is a thick, heavy stick used as a weapon. So this man was planning to murder any black man he could find just because his female friend told him that she was raped by a black man. for Liam Neeson to go after any random black person just to avenge his friend's rape was obviously racist and also wrong. I mean, if anything, you should be going after the person who actually did it. Now, Leeson also stated in an interview that, let me see, he said it didn't matter who or what the person was, he still would have been angry and felt the same way. As a matter of fact, when he was asked if he would have reacted the same way if the attacker had not been black, he said, in his own words, definitely, if she had said an Irish, Scot, or a Brit, or a Lithuanian, I know would have felt the same way. I was trying to show honor and stand up for my dear friend in this terrible medieval fashion. It shocked me when I came down. Luckily, no violence occurred. Thanks be to God. Those are his words. So now, what he's saying is, it didn't matter who it was, he was going to go after them to avenge the attack on his female friend. Now, when he was in the interview and he's used the term black bastard, I mean, he was basically, in my opinion, when he made that remark, he was taking us back to how he felt back then, 40 years ago, when he was 26 years old in Ireland. He was telling us how his mentality was, how his psyche was during that time. And he had apologized because he believed what he did was wrong and what he thought was wrong. So he did apologize. And he said he felt bad for he got some help for these racist thoughts that he had. Now, a lot of people today hearing these comments that he made in that interview, they believe he's still a racist. They think he's racist right now. They thought he was racist 40 years ago. There are people who think he's racist now. Now, he did apologize, and he was only 26 years old back then, which was very young. So, I mean, most of us make mistakes when we're younger. But as time goes by, we mature and we realize that what we did was wrong. So we mature and grow from that. Now, do I think he's racist? I don't know. I mean, he says he's not racist. He says he's not racist. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a psychic, so I can't see what he's thinking inside of his head. I mean, people will say one thing out of their mouth, and their mind they're thinking something different. So I don't know. Maybe it's not. I mean, if he apologized. So if he's really sincere in his apology, then that's cool. If he's lying about not being feeling sorry for what he said or did or thought, that's on him. Now, some people are saying that because of this confession that he had these racist thoughts, they're saying that his Hollywood career is over. Now, I'm not so sure that his career in Hollywood is over. I'm not sure. I mean, he confessed that he made these racist thoughts He had these racist thoughts. He wanted to avenge his friend's rape. He apologized for it back in February, and he felt the need to apologize again back in March. And I heard that his movie Cold Pursuit, his recent film, was affected by this confession that he made. I heard that the premiere of his movie Cold Pursuit was canceled. I heard that it didn't do well at the box office. But is his career over in Hollywood? I don't think so. Let's look at other people who were considered racist in Hollywood. Rapper Ice Cube, one of my favorite rappers. Back in 1991, Ice Cube released his second solo album, Death Certificate, which was very controversial. I mean, on that album, he had songs where he made racist comments about white people. He made a song about Koreans. He even made a song where he mentioned, well, he used the word Jew. So he got a lot of flack for that. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the release of that album. But wait a minute, there were also people protested his album. There were Jewish groups that protested his album. There were Korean people that protested against his album. But making those songs on that album, Death Certificate, did not destroy Ice Cube's career. I mean, he continues to make music even to this day. I mean, he released an album last year. So he's made music over the years. And not only that, but he transitioned into Hollywood. He made films such as, well, the first film, Boys in the Hood, which is a classic. He appeared in Higher Learning and the Friday movies. Then he started making some family-friendly films such as Are We There Yet? And the sequel, Are We Done Yet? Then in recent years, he made 21 Jump Street, right along the barbershop films. I mean, that controversy from his second solo album, Death Certificate, did not destroy his career. I mean, he's basically still successful in hip-hop and in Hollywood. Which leads me to another person who was a real racist, a hardcore racist. At least he was back then. And I'm talking about Mark Wahlberg. Now, most people did not know Mark Wahlberg even existed until 1991, when he was known as Marky Mark, a rapper. He was part of a group, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. That was back in 1991. I mean, during that time, he was a white guy who was a rapper. But the crazy thing is, years later, people were shocked to find out that Mark Wahlberg was a racist. I mean, he was arrested for committing hate crimes against people of color. I think during the 1980s, him and a group of white guys threw rocks at black children and calling them the N-word. Then he also attacked a Vietnamese man. He was arrested and did time for that. So Mark Wahlberg, he was really a racist back then. What Liam Neeson thought about doing 40 years ago, Mark Wahlberg actually did. He attacked people of color. And he was definitely a racist. He was a straight up hardcore racist back then. Now, he's a Hollywood celebrity. I mean, he started off as a rapper. Then I think he was in transition to advertising. He was a model for the Calvin Klein underwear ads. Then he transitioned into acting. He played in a lot of films, such as Fear, which was released back in 1996, Boogie Nights, The Corruptor, and surprisingly, back in 1999, Ice Cube and Mark Wahlberg made a film together, Three Kings, along with George Clooney. Now, who in the hell would believe that? I mean, who would have thought back then that Ice Cube, who was known as a racist, being racist against white people and Korean people and Jews, and Mark Wahlberg, who was definitely racist against black people and Asian people, these two men, whoever would have thought those two would make a movie together? Now that was crazy. I wonder did they have any conversations about their past while they was on set making that movie? I wonder did Ice Cube ask Mark Wahlberg about his past when he was younger, being a racist. I wonder if Mark Wahlberg had anything to say about Ice Cube's second album, Death Certificate. I wonder did they have any conversations on set. But it was amazing to have these two make a movie together. And their past did not hurt their careers. They're still successful. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, he doesn't make music anymore. He still makes movies. And then you have Ice Cube. He's making music and movies. And he has other endeavors that he has taken on. So, I mean, going back to Liam Neeson, I don't think it's going to destroy his career. I think he could bounce back somehow. Now, if he's racist on the inside and not telling anybody, then like I said, that's on him. I mean, truth will come out somehow. But I don't think it's going to destroy his Hollywood career. I mean, there are people who can change. And they do change. Some of them. The great Malcolm X was racist at one time. People considered him to be racist. He made comments about white people. He made inflammatory racist comments about white people. But after he made the pilgrimage to Mecca, he changed his outlook. He said that he saw Muslims of all colors, from blue-eyed blondes to dark-skinned Africans. So Malcolm X changed his views about people. There is a man named Christian Picciolini who used to be a neo-Nazi skinhead. Now he speaks out against hate groups. So he definitely changed. I mean, the neo-Nazi skinheads consider him a race traitor because he changed his views about people. Christian Picciolini used to be racist, but he changed. He's no longer racist. So there are people who can change. So as far as Liam Neeson goes, I mean, only time will tell where his career ends up after this recent controversy. We shall see.